Let's begin our journey by introducing my colleague from South Sudan. He's a vibrant part of our team, always bringing a unique perspective to every discussion. His background, shaped by the rich culture of South Sudan, adds depth to our workplace. Through his stories, we get a glimpse into a world that's both different and fascinating. Today, we'll explore his language, beliefs, lifestyle, and more, discovering what makes his heritage so special. Let's dive into the first story and see how his journey began. South Sudan is home to over 60 languages, but my colleague's mother tongue is Dinka. He often shares how language is more than just words, it's a bridge that connects people. In his community, speaking Dinka isn't just about communication, it's about identity and belonging. He recalls family gatherings where stories are told in their native tongue, laughter echoing through the air. Language for him is a source of pride and a way to keep traditions alive, even when far from home. Growing up in South Sudan, my colleague experienced the challenges of a developing economy. He describes how most families rely on agriculture, with cattle being a symbol of wealth and status. Despite economic hardship, there's a strong sense of community support. People share resources and help each other through tough times. He's proud of his roots, where resilience and hope are part of daily life. These experiences have shaped his outlook, teaching him the value of hard work and perseverance. Life in South Sudan is deeply connected to nature and tradition. My colleague recalls waking up early to help with chores, fetching water, and tending to animals. The pace of life is slower, allowing people to enjoy simple pleasures like storytelling and music. Family bonds are strong, with elders respected for their wisdom. Evenings are spent around the fire, sharing meals and laughter. This lifestyle, rooted in community and tradition, has taught him to appreciate the little things in life. Faith plays a central role in my colleague's life. In South Sudan, Christianity is the dominant religion, but traditional beliefs also hold significance. He shares how faith provides comfort and guidance, especially during difficult times. Religious gatherings are not just about worship, they're opportunities for the community to come together, support one another, and celebrate life. His stories reveal a deep respect for both spiritual and cultural traditions, shaping his values and worldview. Food is a celebration in South Sudanese culture. My colleague fondly describes dishes like kisra, a type of flatbread, and asida, a porridge made from sorghum. Meals are often shared with family and neighbors, turning every meal into a social event. He explains how food is prepared with care using fresh local ingredients. These culinary traditions not only nourish the body but also strengthen community bonds, making every meal a cherished experience. Hospitality is a cornerstone of South Sudanese culture. My colleague recounts how guests are always welcomed with open arms, offered food and drink as a sign of respect. In his community, sharing is second nature. No one eats alone if others are present. This spirit of generosity extends beyond the home, with neighbors supporting each other in times of need. These values have influenced how he interacts with others, always striving to make people feel included and valued. Festivals in South Sudan are vibrant and joyful. My colleague describes celebrations filled with music, dance, and colorful attire. Whether it's a wedding, religious holiday, or harvest festival, the entire community comes together to celebrate. These events are opportunities to strengthen social ties, honor traditions, and create lasting memories. He loves sharing stories of these gatherings, where everyone, young and old, participates in the festivities, reminding him of the importance of unity and joy. Respect for elders is deeply ingrained in South Sudanese society. My colleague explains that elders are seen as the keepers of wisdom and tradition. Their advice is sought in important matters, and their stories are cherished by the younger generation. He recalls family meetings where elders lead discussions, ensuring that cultural values are passed down. This respect shapes relationships within families and the broader community, fostering a sense of continuity and belonging. Music is the heartbeat of South Sudanese culture. My colleague shares how traditional songs and rhythms are part of daily life, from celebrations to work in the fields. Music brings people together, lifting spirits and expressing emotions. He remembers learning to play simple instruments as a child, joining in community dances, and feeling a sense of unity through song. For him, music is a powerful way to connect with his roots and share his culture with others. Clothing in South Sudan is both practical and symbolic. My colleague describes the colorful fabrics and intricate beadwork worn during special occasions. Traditional attire reflects identity, status, and regional heritage. He recalls how dressing up for festivals or ceremonies is a source of pride, with each piece of clothing telling a story. These traditions continue to influence his sense of style, blending modern and traditional elements in his daily life. Community is at the heart of South Sudanese life. My colleague describes regular gatherings where people come together to discuss issues, celebrate milestones, or simply enjoy each other's company. These meetings foster a sense of belonging and collective responsibility. He values the open communication and mutual support that define his community, lessons he carries into his interactions at work and beyond. Education is highly valued in South Sudan, despite many challenges. My colleague shares stories of walking long distances to attend school, driven by a desire to learn and improve his future. Education is seen as a path to opportunity and empowerment. Families make sacrifices to ensure their children can study, believing that knowledge is the key to progress. These experiences have instilled in him a lifelong love of learning and a commitment to personal growth. Men play a vital role in South Sudanese society. My colleague speaks with admiration about the strength and resilience of the women in his family. They manage households, contribute to the economy, and uphold cultural traditions. He recalls his mother's wisdom and leadership, guiding the family through challenges. These stories highlight the importance of gender roles and the respect accorded to women, shaping his views on equality and empowerment. Childhood in South Sudan is filled with laughter and play. My colleague fondly remembers games played outdoors using simple materials like sticks and stones. Children learn important life skills through play, such as teamwork and problem solving. He describes how older children look after the younger ones, fostering a sense of responsibility from an early age. These memories remind him of the joy and innocence of childhood, values he hopes to pass on. Marriage is a significant event in South Sudanese culture. My colleague explains the elaborate customs, from dowry negotiations to vibrant wedding celebrations. Families play a central role, ensuring that traditions are honored and relationships are strengthened. He shares how these ceremonies are filled with music, dance, and feasting, reflecting the joy and unity of the community. These traditions continue to influence his views on love, commitment, and family. Life in South Sudan can be challenging, but faith provides strength. My colleague shares stories of how his community turns to prayer and spiritual leaders during difficult times. Faith is a source of hope, helping people endure hardship and remain optimistic. He believes that this resilience rooted in faith is one of the greatest strengths of his culture. These experiences have taught him to face challenges with courage and trust in a brighter future. Nature is deeply respected in South Sudanese culture. My colleague describes how people live in harmony with the land, relying on it for food, water, and shelter. Traditional practices emphasize sustainability and stewardship. He recalls lessons from elders about caring for the environment, ensuring that resources are preserved for future generations. This respect for nature shapes his values and inspires him to live responsibly. Art is an important part of South Sudanese culture. My colleague talks about traditional crafts like beadwork, pottery, and weaving. These skills are passed down through generations, with each piece reflecting cultural stories and values. He remembers watching artisans at work, amazed by their creativity and attention to detail. Art is not just decorative, it's a way to express identity and preserve heritage. Cattle hold a special place in South Sudanese society. My colleague explains that cattle are more than just livestock, they're symbols of wealth, status, and family ties. Cattle are used in important ceremonies such as marriages and peace agreements. He shares stories of tending to cattle as a child, learning responsibility and the importance of community cooperation. These traditions continue to shape his sense of identity and belonging. Storytelling is a cherished tradition in South Sudan. My colleague recalls evenings spent around the fire, listening to elders share tales of history, heroism, and humor. These stories teach important lessons and keep cultural memories alive. He believes that storytelling is a powerful way to connect generations, passing down wisdom and values. Even today, he enjoys sharing stories with friends and family, keeping this tradition alive. Traditional healing practices are still respected in South Sudan. My colleague describes how herbal remedies and spiritual rituals are used alongside modern medicine. He shares stories of healers in his community known for their knowledge of plants and prayers. Faith and healing are closely linked, with people seeking both physical and spiritual well-being. These practices reflect a holistic approach to health, blending ancient wisdom with contemporary care. Sports are a favorite pastime in South Sudan. My colleague enjoys playing soccer with friends, a game that brings people together regardless of age or background. Sports teach teamwork, discipline, and fair play. He recalls community tournaments that draw large crowds, with everyone cheering for their local teams. These experiences foster a sense of unity and healthy competition, values he carries into his daily life. It influences how my colleague approaches work. He believes in honesty, diligence, and treating others with respect, values rooted in his religious upbringing. He often starts his day with a prayer, seeking guidance and strength. These beliefs shape his interactions with colleagues, fostering a positive and supportive work environment. His faith inspires him to give his best and help others succeed. South Sudan is a land of contrasts, with both urban and rural lifestyles. My colleague describes the differences between city life with its modern conveniences and rural life rooted in tradition. While cities offer opportunities for education and work, rural areas provide a strong sense of community and connection to nature. He values both experiences, believing they each have something unique to offer. Forgiveness is a key value in South Sudanese culture, often rooted in faith. My colleague shares stories of community reconciliation, where people come together to resolve conflicts and heal wounds. Religious leaders play an important role, guiding people toward forgiveness and peace. These experiences have taught him the importance of letting go of grudges and building harmonious relationships. Festivals in South Sudan are incomplete without traditional foods. My colleague describes how special dishes are prepared for celebrations, bringing families and neighbors together. Food is a way to honor ancestors and express gratitude. He enjoys sharing these culinary traditions with friends, introducing them to new flavors and stories. These experiences highlight the role of food in building community and celebrating life. Charity is an important aspect of faith in South Sudan. My colleague explains how people are encouraged to help those in need, whether through donations, volunteering, or simple acts of kindness. Religious teachings emphasize compassion and generosity. He believes that giving back to the community is a way to honor his faith and make a positive impact. These values inspire him to support others whenever possible. Dance is a vibrant expression of culture in South Sudan. My colleague describes traditional dances performed at weddings, festivals, and community gatherings. Each dance has its own meaning, telling stories of love, bravery, or harvest. He recalls learning the steps from elders, feeling a sense of pride and connection. Dance is a joyful way to celebrate heritage and bring people together. Hope is a recurring theme in my colleague's stories. Despite challenges, faith gives people the strength to look forward to a better future. He shares how his community remains optimistic, supporting each other through hardships. Faith and hope go hand in hand, inspiring resilience and perseverance. These values have shaped his outlook, motivating him to pursue his dreams and help others do the same. Youth are the future of South Sudan. My colleague talks about the energy and creativity of young people in his community. They are eager to learn, innovate, and contribute to society. He believes that investing in youth is essential for progress. Through education, mentorship, and opportunities, young people are empowered to shape a brighter future for themselves and their country. Family is the foundation of life in South Sudan, and faith strengthens these bonds. My colleague shares how religious practices such as prayer and worship bring families closer together. Celebrating religious holidays is a time for reflection, gratitude, and unity. He values the support and love of his family, believing that faith helps them overcome challenges and celebrate joys together. Traditional homes in South Sudan are simple yet functional. My colleague describes houses made from mud, thatch, and wood designed to stay cool in the heat. Building a home is a community effort with neighbors helping each other. These houses reflect a deep connection to the land and a commitment to sustainability. He appreciates the sense of security and belonging that comes from living in a close-knit community. Leadership in South Sudan is often guided by faith and tradition. My colleague explains how community leaders are respected for their wisdom and integrity. Religious leaders play a key role in resolving conflicts and guiding people. He admires the emphasis on ethical leadership, believing it's essential for building trust and unity. These values influence how he approaches leadership in his own life. Rituals are an important part of South Sudanese life. My colleague describes ceremonies for birth, coming of age, marriage, and death. These rituals mark significant life events and reinforce community bonds. He believes that rituals provide comfort, structure, and a sense of belonging. Participating in these ceremonies has helped him understand the importance of tradition and continuity. Justice is closely linked to faith in South Sudan. My colleague shares stories of how religious and community leaders work together to resolve disputes and ensure fairness. Faith teaches the importance of honesty, compassion, and forgiveness. He believes that justice is not just about laws but about doing what is right for the community. These values guide his sense of fairness and responsibility. Elders are not only respected for their wisdom but also for their spiritual guidance. My colleague describes how elders lead prayers, teach religious values, and serve as role models. Their faith and experience provide a foundation for the community. He values the lessons learned from elders, believing they are essential for preserving culture and faith. Resilience is a defining trait of South Sudanese people, often rooted in faith. My colleague shares how his community faces adversity with courage and hope. Faith provides the strength to endure hardship and rebuild after setbacks. He believes that resilience is not just about survival but about thriving and supporting others. These experiences have shaped his positive outlook and determination. Animals are an integral part of life in South Sudan. My colleague talks about the importance of livestock, pets, and wildlife. Animals provide food, income, and companionship. He recalls caring for goats and chickens as a child, learning responsibility and compassion. Respect for animals is taught from a young age, reflecting a deep connection to nature and community. Gratitude is a central value in South Sudanese faith. My colleague shares how people give thanks for blessings, big and small. Religious practices encourage gratitude, fostering a positive and humble attitude. He believes that being thankful helps people appreciate what they have and build stronger relationships. These lessons have influenced his approach to life, reminding him to count his blessings every day. Water is precious in South Sudan. My colleague describes the daily effort to fetch clean water, often walking long distances. Water is essential for life, agriculture, and community well-being. He recalls how neighbors share water during shortages, reflecting a spirit of cooperation. These experiences have taught him the importance of resourcefulness and caring for the environment. Celebrations in South Sudan are infused with faith. My colleague describes religious holidays filled with prayer, music, and feasting. These events bring people together, strengthening bonds and renewing hope. He enjoys the sense of joy and unity that comes from celebrating faith with others. These traditions continue to inspire him, reminding him of the power of community and belief. Markets are lively centers of community life in South Sudan. My colleague describes the bustling atmosphere with vendors selling fresh produce, crafts, and clothing. Markets are places to socialize, exchange news, and support local businesses. He enjoys the sense of connection and energy that markets bring, seeing them as a reflection of his culture's vibrancy and resilience. Dreams are nurtured by faith in South Sudan. My colleague believes that faith gives people the courage to pursue their goals no matter the obstacles. He shares stories of friends and family who have overcome challenges through determination and belief. Faith is a source of inspiration, helping people imagine a better future and work toward it with hope and confidence. As we conclude, my colleague's stories reveal a rich tapestry of culture, faith, and resilience. His experiences in South Sudan have shaped his values and outlook, inspiring those around him. Through language, tradition, and community, he carries forward a legacy of hope and unity. These stories remind us of the power of heritage and the importance of understanding and respecting different cultures. Thank you for joining this journey into the heart of South Sudan.